Its history lies in the 1930s and the battle to help academics facing oppression in Hitler's Germany. But 80 years on, the work of the Council for At-Risk Academics, or Cara, is more relevant than ever. At this inaugural Cara Scotland conference, hosted by the University of Edinburgh, academics from across the country gathered to discuss what they can do to help those who face risk every single day, especially in war-torn countries like Syria.
They were working at universities perfectly normally. Suddenly, with the conflict around them, they find they are coming under pressure from extremists who are trying to get them to work for them and or be on their side, as it were. They are getting. Or we have people, for example, who were professors of medicine at university teaching hospitals, who were suddenly told by ISIS, "You must come and work for us because we need doctors," and they didn't want to do that. We have people equally who are faced with forced conscription into the regime's armed forces and don't want to do that either, and they need to find a way of getting out before they're dragged into the army. We have female academics who face other risks. Some who are told by increasingly radicalised students that you must dress more conservatively, or why are you here teaching at all? You should be at home, this sort of thing, and then threatened very directly. If they don't comply, they could be hurt or even killed.
Some in Scotland have experienced those horrors firsthand, like Zaher al Bakour.
There are no words to show how grateful I am to Cara and to everyone included in the support that I gave to me. My connection was I was at risk in Syria, and the whole case was like there was no hope, and I was in Aleppo, the most dangerous cities in the world at some point, and I was there, and everyone knows, everyone has heard about the stories in Syria and how dangerous that city was. The only option to me was just to find a way out in some way or another. So by contacting people here, and that is what mainly Cara did, taking me from the life that I was waiting for something to happen. Like I would prefer to die right there rather than living in very stressful days and very stressful time all the day. There is always stress for you. You may don't mind if you are killed or something happens to you, but you will be more and even more stressed about your families and your friends and everyone there.
For many academics, Cara's work is personal because of other reasons. In the 1930s, both Professor Stephen Reicher's grandfather and great-uncle fled persecution in Nazi Germany with help from the Academic Assistance Council, which would later become Cara. Today, he in turn is helping academics in Turkey who face government repression.
For me, university education is about critical thought. It's about challenging and testing received ideas. And if universities are about critical thought, then any regime which wants to get rid of any criticism will turn on academics first and foremost. We will always be the victims of dictatorial regimes. But the converse of that is to defend our colleagues at risk. To defend the right to be critical is defending the very idea of a university. So it seems to me that if I believe in higher education and critical thought, then Cara is absolutely integral to it.
Cara can help only a limited number of people to get to the UK, which is why it works in other ways too, such as providing support for displaced Syrian academics who fled to neighbouring Turkey.
There's big opportunities for academic colleagues in particular disciplines to host short incubator visits from Syrian academics who are currently living in Turkey or Lebanon or elsewhere. There's also opportunities in the future for colleagues in Edinburgh to partner up with Syrian academics in exile on funding applications with Cara. And then colleagues like myself and Michael Jenkins from the English Language Teaching Centre, we're supporting some of the direct training and support for the Syrian academics. I'm involved in the academic skills development strand of the Cara Syria programme, which involves running workshops and organising webinars on a whole range of topics that are linked to teaching and learning or research or academic writing.
I think the reasons for why universities are engaged and why there's so much support across the sector here in Scotland and the UK is that this goes to the very heart of what universities are about in terms of the protection, the creation of knowledge and the support for academic colleagues, wherever they're based across the world, in terms of a borderless world, in terms of excellence across education and research. So this, for me anyway, and I think for the university here, it goes to the very heart of what the university's values are about.